First one, you got Cleveland +7 versus San Fran.
Okay, so let me explain the logic here. This line was 2.5 Sunday night before Niners Cowboys. It was Cleveland +2.5. I am now getting a full 7. Part of that I know is because the market's a little spooked that Deshaun might not play. Deshaun's going to play. If Deshaun doesn't play, the team will turn on him. They thought he was going to play week 4. He pulled himself out day of. Then they had a bye. And now if they thought he was healthy enough to play week 4, it's now week 6. He hasn't hurt himself again. So I believe he's going to play. The Niners, the vintage trap spot. Sunday night, huge win, national television. Now you go cross country for a 1 o'clock game against a rested team that needs the game with an excellent defense, and I'm getting a full touchdown. I'm all over it. Stefanski is got a winning record against the spread as an underdog. He's got a terrible record against the spread as a favorite. The public, which is on a red-hot run right now, is all over the Niners. That's why this line keeps moving. It started at 2.5. After Sunday Night Football, it was 4. By Tuesday afternoon, it was 5. And now it's up to 7. I understand part of that is concern about Deshaun, but it's also because the public can't stop betting the Niners. And the Cleveland defense has... forget no one's scoring. No one's getting into the red zone on them. And so I like Cleveland +7. DeMonte, your thoughts on this one?
Cleveland +7. I mean,
you don't like it.
I don't.
I can tell you don't like it. Okay, that's fine. You know what? I feel better about it. You are not hot this year. You will be at some point, but I am going to raise in confidence the more you dislike these bets. What's the next one?
You got Seattle +3 at Cincinnati.
Seattle's better. They're coming off a bye. Seattle's all of a sudden... we have not seen them as healthy as they are right now all year. Their offensive linemen have been hurt. They've had a lot of guys down. All of a sudden, with the bye, you check the latest injury report, and while they had some veteran rest days and they're still dealing with some guys in the secondary, their offensive line, which had been decimated by injury, those guys are back at practice. Geno, as a dog, has been excellent. And I believe Seattle has the best pair of corners in the NFC. Reek Woolen and Weatherspoon top 5 pick. Reek Woolen, second-year player that was a steal in the draft. I think they will be able to, what they're going to be able to do, and let me check, what is T. Higgins, he was limited in practice yesterday, so even if he plays, he's not going to be 100%. What they're going to be able to do is double chase and trust Weatherspoon one-on-one on Higgins. I still think Joe Burrow is injured, even though he played much better last week. Everyone's like, oh, Cincinnati got their season turned around. Not if they lose this week. Then they have a bye and they play Buffalo and San Francisco. West Coast teams who play consecutive road games on the East Coast are 14-5-2 against the spread in the last 20 years. The Seattle applies there. The Bengals' only cover this year was last week. And I understand that Geno's history off a bye is not great. He's 0-3, but that really means nothing to me because 2 of those, it's such a tiny sample, and 2 of those were Geno's rookie and second year when he wasn't the player he is now. I think Seattle's really good. I think Seattle is going to go to Cincinnati and win, and I get 3 points. So for all those reasons, I love it. You hate it, DeMonte?
I'd stay away from betting against Cincinnati, especially at +3 at home. I just don't. I think it is Joe Burrow at the end of the day.
That's 2 for 2. You know what? I am
more
and more confident. What's the next one? What's the next one?
Tampa Bay +3.5 versus Detroit.
All right, so Tampa, again, coming off a bye. I'm getting 3 points. They're at home. Tampa is still wildly undervalued because the public does not believe in Baker Mayfield. You know who does believe in Baker Mayfield, DeMonte? His teammates. Just named him a captain. And Tampa has looked bad in one game all year. Philly, because they couldn't handle the Philly pass rush. Detroit, Aiden Hutchinson's great, but they don't have a great pass rush themselves. Detroit also, I'm not saying Detroit can't win this game, but I'm getting 3.5, so a 27-24 Detroit win, I cover. Detroit also is on a crazy covering spread. They're 13-2 against the spread in their last 15. I actually like that from my side of it because I think Vegas is now trying to people keep firing on Detroit. They keep covering, so they're going to have to exaggerate the line to a degree, which I think they've done here. Also, all the sharps are with me on this one. Now, I don't love Todd Bowles, the head coach. I understand that, but I do like I like Tampa's team. Pardon me. I also Detroit coming off a blowout victory over Carolina. Tampa, on the other hand, a bye week. They know how big this spot is. I think Tampa wins outright. I love them plus 3.5. Where do you feel on this one?
Tampa Bay plus 3.5. I actually like this one. So,
now I'm a little squeamish. Next,
New England plus 3 at the Raiders.
all right, this is gonna be an ugly, poorly played, down in the muck game, and I'm getting 3 points. It's as simple as that. I'm getting 3 points where this feels like a 17-16, 21-20, 14-13 type of game. I'm not certain at all New England wins, but New England is utterly desperate. Vegas is as poorly coached as any team in the league. Belichick is really on the ropes at this moment. The Raiders' defense is one I do not trust at all. Belichick will have a plan for Max Crosby that the Packers didn't. And as bad as Mac Jones is, we saw Jordan Love this week. He was absolutely terrible, and the Raiders almost blew that game. And so for all those reasons, I understand Belichick is on a cold streak against his former assistants. He's 4-10 against them over the last 5 years. I think that changes this week. I get the 3 points. They're both bad teams. One bad team coming off back-to-back terrible losses, so they're desperate, New England. Another bad team coming off a nationally televised win, and it's a short week. Give me New England plus the 3. Your thoughts on this one?
Don't like that one either.
All right, so that's you know what? That's 3 out of 4. You don't like
3.
that I love. This is how we go 5-0, DeMonte. And then last one, give it to me.
All right, we got Dallas minus 2.5 at the Chargers.
All right, it says at the Chargers, but it's not. I mean, it is, but it's
okay,
not.
it's in Dallas. Okay, I see.
No, it's in Los Angeles, but that stadium is going to be 85% Cowboys fans. So it will be the Chargers who have to deal with the silent count. Furthermore, Dallas has to win this game. Now, the Chargers are coming off a bye, and that part, it plays in their favor. But Dallas is in a critical spot, having just been dog-walked by San Francisco. And with Philly playing the Jets this week, if Dallas loses, all of a sudden, Philly's 6-0, Dallas 3-3. The divisional race could be all but over before you even get to Halloween. Dallas, over the last 3 years, they are 10-1 against the spread after a loss. All the sharps are with me, with 54% of the money, but only 38% of the bets. Dak is 20-5 in his career, straight up as a favorite. I shouldn't say in his career, but over the last few years, he's 20-5 as a favorite. And a field goal win covers. At minus 3.5, I might feel a little differently. At minus 2.5, when this can be a 27-24 Dallas win and I cover, I believe Dallas is going to win. It's the only favorite I'm playing this week. So there are my Demonze, your thoughts on it?
I don't love it. So it seems like you're
this is
4-1.
Maybe I should change out that Tampa play. Maybe I should just go with 5 Demonze doesn't love right now. So here are my 5 bets. Cleveland getting 7 at home against San Francisco. I understand there's concern about whether or not Deshaun's playing. Here's the deal on that, guys. Yes, we could wait till we have clarity on Deshaun, but once you get the clarity, if he is playing, you're not going to get the full 7 anymore. It's going to drop down to probably 6, and that full 7 is valuable, so I'll roll the dice on it because I believe he's playing. Seattle +3 at Cincy. Tampa +3.5 against Detroit. New England +3 at the Raiders, and Dallas -2.5 at the LA Chargers in front of a partisan Dallas crowd. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.